with a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Youth Wednesdays here on Tobago Updates Television. Welcome to all our viewers on our varying platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and of course 102 on Amplayer. I am one of your favorite youth hosts because I understand that my team player is back, right? So while we wait on him, let's go straight over to our news in 90 seconds. Minority leader Kelvon Morris, in a social media post, highlighted the critical role tourism in Tobago plays, comparing it to the significance of the oil and gas sector in Trinidad. However, Morris indicated that the current state of Tobago's tourism sector is described as being in disarray, with a lack of leadership, clear planning, and effective strategy. He noted that local businesses, including accommodation providers, taxi drivers, and restaurateurs, are struggling due to the lack of tourists. Morris highlighted that the tourism sector has declined under the current administration and described the industry as being in crisis, with professionals no longer effectively guiding its growth and development. Meanwhile, the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited has announced that Mr. Philip Robinson, formerly the Director of Human Resources Administration and Interim CEO, is no longer with the agency as of September 17, 2024. The board expressed gratitude for his contributions and wished him well in future endeavors. In the interim, Mrs. Sandra Tony has been appointed as acting CEO, while a search for a permanent CEO is conducted. The board, led by Chairman Mrs. Dahlia Jerry, assures stakeholders that operations will continue smoothly and updates will be provided as needed. Health Minister and MP for St. Joseph, Terence Dayal Singh, was robbed at gunpoint last evening while sitting outside a bar in his constituency. Two men, one armed, confronted him and stole his gold bracelet. Dayal Singh initially resisted but complied when the situation escalated. The suspects appeared to target only him. Police responded quickly, gathered evidence, and launched an investigation. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines expressed the hope for the robbers' quick apprehension, highlighting the pervasive nature of crime. And that was your news in 90 seconds. All right, so we continue on this morning with our birthdays. Who do we have up first? Firstly, we'd like to shout out Mrs. Thank you for that correction, Mrs. Marsha King Bernard. Happy birthday to you and God's blessings from the Tobago Updates family. Next, we have Mr. Kenneth Otley. He's known as Shorty. So happy birthday to you, Shorty, and God's richest blessings throughout the day. Mrs. Carol Vincent David, special happy birthday goes out to you, and I do hope that you enjoy the entirety of your day. Mrs. Carleen Vincent Lynch, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. And last but not least, we have Mr. Joel Richardson, a happy birthday to you from our Tobago Updates family here on Youth Wednesdays. All right, so that takes us to the end of our birthdays this morning. Happy birthday to you all who may not have been able to send in your pictures. I do hope that you do enjoy it. It's a sunny day outside. It started off as a very cool morning. I really do hope that it continues to be that way as you all celebrate your birthday today. All right, so what do we have happening in this space today? I mean, there is crime as has been read in the news, but in higher note, you know, we have been having good weather. The public seems very cheery and happy. So I'm still waiting on my host to get here this morning. right? I do hope that the week has been going prosperous for you all that are in your workspaces, that you all continue to grow, you know, and everything like that. So let's go into our rundown for this morning. We expecting our rundown this morning. First up, we'll have Mr. Karen Bascom, Agri journalist. He'll be talking to us about Tech Agri 360. Then we'll have Mr. John Arnold, producer of Tobago StarQuest, Next Stage. We're very excited to hear about that one. And of course, last but not least, Mr. Kenneth Otley, band leader. He'll be speaking to us about Army Carnival Band, right? So we look forward to hearing all of these interviews and our interviewees and what they have to tell us this morning. Before I leave you all, I just want to encourage you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Drop down there with a lot of pretty girls down there, down in Tobago. Hey, the biggest and sexy.
Now here what's going on. You see this section? It makes me feel to move. You know why? It's called Pina Colada. I like Pina Colada.
Oh. Forget just the girl them crave for. They really need it too. When you play with
oh my goodness, and as the name says, it is as creamy as it's sweet.
You never wanna leave cause the drinks them running for throw. Gonna really feel a vibe every time you start right down and up and like this, man, it's nothing like this. Not you be like you, forget just say something and nobody like you. And every single time we touch, you know I never stop.
This is Pina Colada, something nice with a little bit of spice, and of course, not once, but we're gonna do it twice.
Cruise, make the
We are on the road with Pina Colada. Boom, boom.
Are you an architect or draftsman looking to upgrade your skills, or a beginner eager to master essential tools? ReCAD Labs has the solution. Our Revit Architecture Fundamental Tobago course is designed to boost your skills and confidence. Running from October 6th to November 17th, this course includes a live session on November 17th for hands-on learning. Learn from experts in our virtual classroom and stay ahead in the world of architecture. Visit recadlabs.com to enroll now and follow us on social media for updates.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books, and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. up to $20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
I can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens is coming down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road, it's a miracle. A million strong come
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Hey, the biggest and sexy.
Now here what's going on. You see this section? It makes me feel to move. You know why? It's called Pina Colada. I like Pina Colada. Oh.
Forget just the girl them crave for. They really need you too. When you play with
Oh my goodness. And as the name says, it is as creamy as it's sweet.
Never wanna leave, cause the drinks them running for throw. Cause I really feel a vibe every time I start right down and up and like this, man, it's nothing like this. Not you be like you, again, jam say something and nobody like you. And every single time we touch, you know I never stop.
This is Pina Colada, something nice with a little bit of spice, and of course, not once, but we're gonna do it twice.
Cruise make the border. Say whoa.
We are on the road with Pina Colada. Boom, boom.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. For all viewers just joining us, welcome to all viewers on our varying platforms, Facebook, YouTube, and 102 on Amplia. This morning, we dive right into the excitement. Who doesn't love a virtual platform? We know that social media has been a thing these days, right? So how about we get into something a bit more educational, something that we can learn from, that we can grow from, right? So this morning I have with me Mr. Karen Bascom. He is the CEO of Tech 4 Agri 360. So that's Tech 4
No, Tech
Agri.
4 Agri. Tech 4 Agri.
And we'll go
is
in.
The name of the business.
Right, yes.
Yes.
Please remember Tech 4 Agri 360. And he's here to talk to us about how it goes, what we can expect on this very exciting platform. He was here before, for all viewers who may not have seen him. I have seen, well, he showcased what it would be like logging into the platform and everything, and I thought it was very exciting. So I welcome you to this excitement here this morning, and welcome to Tobago Updates Youth Wednesdays this morning, Mr. Bascom.
Thank you for having me.
All right. So what is Tech 4 Agri 360?
All right. So firstly, let me start with the company. I am the creator of Tech 4 Agri. It's a social enterprise where we use media, journalism, and communication services to support the agricultural sector. So we have services in mobile video production, social media consultancy, we do training, facilitation, and the like. All right, what we've done is created Tech 4 Agri 360, where we are using our journalism skills and 360-degree video to produce unique learning contents. 360 video is among the range of immersive media that is available and part of the technologies of the future that are present and being in use today. So we are saying, because of the educational disruption that our country and the rest of the region, other parts of the world faces in terms of rain, floods, hurricane, pandemic, war, even job loss. Anything that stops children from physically going to school should not stop education. So we are saying, let us use our devices to present schoolwork in a better way and be prepared when we do have a problem. Yes?
Yes.
So that's it in a nutshell.
Right. So we're talking about out the classroom, but still being educated.
Yes.
Right. I love that. Okay. So who is the program set to target? You mentioned schools, but is this the only target for you all?
Well, we have decided to specifically target primary schools since they are the most heavily affected by the educational disruption. It is very frustrating as a citizen of this country to see on the news, multiple TV stations, additional reasons why school is not taking place. Last year, it was the issue of the schools are too hot. It is uncomfortable. You cannot really engage. So this semester, we have issues where schools are not repaired. Schools are missing furniture. Tutor says teachers need to stay home. All of these things is drastically affecting our young people and their ability to have an education. And that is jeopardizing our future. So we are saying, let's use our devices to produce it. Would you like to have a sample of it?
Sure. I would love to see this. Do you need someone to put on the goggles and everything? Right. So I am going to call my co-host, Mr. Dwayne. Could you kindly join us on Sweat?
All
Set.
right.
My apologies.
So if you come on this side, so I can show both of you, and hopefully I can show the camera as well. So 360 video looks like this. You are able to look around and engage with the screen. All right. Okay, so let's see. So it looks like this. You're able to look around and engage with the screen. And we are using, as I said, this technology to support our school children to ensure that they are able to learn their various school subjects.
So is this any specific place in Trinidad and Tobago?
No, this actually is in Grenada. So we go to other parts of the world. I'm a journalist. We go to other parts of the world, but the majority of our footage is in Trinidad, of course, because we engage with farmers and other persons within the agri life science fields in order to produce the content for school.
Well, let me officially welcome you to Tobago with all our agricultural plots and these things. I'd like to see Tobago.
Yes. Right. So we have actually been visiting schools here in Tobago. And the same way I'm sampling it with you, where I show you how it looks like, and then I switch it to headset mode, where it splits the screen into two. It's where we take this sample to schools so that at the very least, you can be informed of the technology and you cannot be scammed.
Okay.
So we're doing this for our teachers and our students. Once it's switched to this mode, you can place your phone into the VR headset, and then from there, you place it to your eyes and turn on the spot, immersing yourself in the environment.
Okay.
So you turn a bit slowly because we have some movement happening in the videos. We also have audio. It's a full-on story where there are learning points and things that you need to practice for school.
All right. So Dwayne, give me the descriptions that you're seeing. just tell me everything in good journalist fashion. There is a bird. Okay.
All right. So what he's seeing is Welcome Stone is one of the highest points in. It's one of the highest points in Grenada, and around you can see the various landscapes, the coastline, the beach, the pond, the mangrove, the forest. So in effect, you are learning landforms in your social studies topic. If a teacher says we would like to learn ratios for maths, we would go to like a hydroponic farm and have the operator show you how to mix nutrients using ratios, right?
So how
Are you showing me?
Right. Yeah. So this is what it is like. And it's something that it's immersive. You are able to basically go outside, inside safely.
So I was hoping to ask him if he's saying thank you. So that is, he's in agreement with this program, this virtual program. And I think a lot of students will be too, because, I mean, if you look at the generation, they prefer the tech, right? We're moving away from a society that loves the writing to the society that loves the tech. Tech moves faster. I don't know if you realize, but these students are learning much faster than our generations past, right? So it's good to see that you are keeping up with the times, and I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
All right. So you just walked us through the setup that we can look forward to, what we could look at on the platform. So I know that this has some expense to it. Of course it does.
Well, that's the thing. We are a social enterprise. Many people do not know what that is. It means that you are doing business, but you are making sure that you are able to benefit someone else, another group of vulnerable community other than your business. This concept is almost non-existent in Trinidad. And we really think that business, that, you know, let's say you do business and there's some type of environmental issue or some other group of people suffers, they have to move or whatever. People think that's normal. It's not.
Okay.
Social enterprises are normal and they exist. They are amongst the spectrum of entities under the CSO banner, civil society organizations that seek to support our country where others fail. So with the state of our education, it's kind of clear that something needs to be done, because it's very alarming to me. If it is, we always look at New Year, September. This is now the third New Year or September that we have after the COVID.
Yes.
And we are having problems that should not be. Seeing the school is not repaired is alarming to me. We have I've seen schools where there's a new sign next to the old sign in September. So what? I don't get it. So here we have a solution.
Yes.
We are an adaptive solution. It is not fair or right, in my mind, to take away children's future that way, because, you know, whatever reason, it's very frustrating. But we are moving forward. We are not waiting. We are very capable. I am a very capable young person and extremely progressive. So there are things that I do not do. There are things that are backward that I simply will not practice.
Okay.
And there are many others out there. There are many other entities and people doing up-to-date progressive things. And it is high time that those things move forward. And if only for the betterment for the survival of our country, people have that mentality. I need to survive and survive. But if it is you are, for example, in a community group and your own community group members do not wish to take care of children and old people, then something is wrong.
Right.
We need to take up responsibility where others are not.
Okay.
It's just that simple.
All right. So you have been mentioning that a lot of the educational benefits so far, right? And you have mentioned that you've taken it to a lot of primary schools. So could you mention some of those primary schools and some of the feedback that you've been getting from them?
Right. So in Trinidad and Tobago, we visited 35 primary schools, 15 different communities, and about 15 different markets and expos and events, right? And we've always have 99% of the time, we have the feedback that you saw from Dwayne, which is very positive.
Yes.
And they want to explore, they want to know more. And we then have to inform them, oh, we're small and we could only do so much. So the experience is positive. The only negative is that some people's eyes may be weak. So it's not suitable for them, but that's beyond our control.
Yeah.
Right? And so we are now, because of that activity last year, we serviced 6 schools in Trinidad and Tobago. And so we felt it fair that we come to Tobago. And so here this year, we intend to service 10 more schools plus 2 private tutors.
Okay.
And then here in Tobago, we were able to visit, we plan to visit. We visited 2 so far, and we have 2 to do today before we leave. Boko Primary, Black Rock Primary, Signal Hill, and Plymouth. These are the schools that we're visiting.
Okay.
Fortunately, Tobagonians take care of Tobagonians.
Yeah.
So we were able to get sponsored via a colleague here, and she engaged with other persons, alumni of these schools, and they were able to sponsor our visit. So we are leaving 3 of these headsets that you now see on screen. These are the soft case headsets. When we first started this, those purple headsets, they're flat and they fold out into that box-like structure that you see on your screen.
Right.
And the reason why we had these headsets was because children are a blessing, but they are expensive. So these headsets are just $100.
Okay.
And then the white headset that Dwayne used is $300.
Okay.
So that brings me back to what you asked me. I bet it's costly. No, it's not.
It is
Affordability and accessibility is important. I think that education should be that way. So why not do it? If it is, every year you're buying new school books that only last a year. Why not? You already have a phone. That's the most expensive part. Why not purchase something that's the same price of a textbook or less, and then have more value in terms of education? Yes. So that's where we are going. We've always been from the start an affordable, accessible enterprise, and our business model is exactly that, socially conscious. We are literally the only product/service in this country, and probably the Caribbean, that is literally made for every creed and race, just like our anthem says, simply on the basis of affordability and the value that you get. Education is a public good, and there are lots of educational practitioners out there, and they're doing well. They're making our children, as you mentioned, they're making our children are more inclined these days, and they're meeting that challenge, because we have to take care of our future, which is our children.
Okay. You mentioned that for those who are visually impaired, it may not be well suited for them, right?
Yes, we have like a small group of people who, like for example, you and I wear glasses.
I felt it in my core when you said, there is no solution.
No,
I said, let's come up with one now. Is there a way to project it onto a bigger screen where those who are visually impaired can view while others? Well, right. Let's go.
Well, that's why when I started, I showed you how I was able to move the video using my finger. So that's the first way to use it. And then that video is what you would call a raw 360 video.
Yes.
Meaning we don't edit it much.
Okay.
What we do is add in audio to those kinds and stories and stuff. But primarily it's raw. And there's another kind called reframe, where we actually edit where the camera turns. And so with those 2 types, we are liaising with our teachers. We have created a video subscription. That's what we provide to schools, that can simply be put up onto the screen or what have you. Unfortunately, there is a lot of inequality at public schools. So you have the range of smart TVs and smart boards, laptops, projectors, all the way down to the teacher's personal phone.
Right.
But some teachers are willing, some are willing to learn, some are struggling, but they know it's there. We need to start using the technology, and all of our video, no matter if it's raw or reframed, can be viewed on any device. You simply need to contact us. Get it to you.
Okay.
Right?
And so for the last part, of course, you said to contact us, meaning you and your team.
Yes.
Let's leave them with some information on how they can find more information.
Great. So Tech for Agri, we have a website, techforagri.org, techforagri.org. On it, you will find all our projects. We have other entrepreneurial projects. You'll find our services. Most importantly, you will find our partners with whom this project would not be possible. So, for example, we work with regional stalwart Mr. Steve Maxime in the agriculture sector. He runs science-based initiatives. We have Ms. Laurie Weatherhead of the Caribbean Media Corporation in Barbados. And we have my colleague, Mr. Brent Eversley, based in Trinidad, an agro-processor and farmer. So they assist. We need these types of people with technical skill to help with the pedagogy of our work,
Right.
to ensure that the content makes sense. And then we have our team members. Currently, I must highlight Miss Enrica Julian and Mr. Destin Pope. They will be going to China to present Tech for Agri 360. Please don't ask me how to say the name of the university. They know how to do it. I'm very proud of them. And while they are in China, myself and Mr. Maxime, I will be going to Costa Rica, and Mr. Maxime will be there virtually. We will be also presenting Tech for Agri 360 at something called Digital Agriculture Week, hosted by the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture head office.
Wow.
Their head office is in Washington, D.C., but this event is taking place in Costa Rica.
Okay, so we see the growth that is currently happening. You know, they have already plans in the works. Some are going to China. You're going to Costa Rica. They're already, of course, in Tobago for those primary schools that you mentioned before. Blackrock, Plymouth, and all of them. Yes. So we do look forward to hearing more about Tech for Agri and what it has shaped our educational sector to be later on in the future. I hope that when you take it to schools, students are actually that excited, just like doing to see the information unfold, right? I am very much sure that they are, because children get very excited, especially when they see the TV. I'm happy that they are excited to see this virtual platform in terms of Agri. You took Dwayne to Grenada this morning, right? Without him having to leave our studio. All right. So these are the things that we can look forward to in Tech for Agri. So Mr. Bascom, thank you so much for being with us here this morning. Thank you for showing us your product. It's a very good one, and it launches us into the future, should I say. All right. So thank you once again for being on Youth Wednesdays on Tobago Updates. All right, viewers, as we continue on this morning, I encourage you to share the live. We'll be right back.
Nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash. What you have, what you know about.
It's too early for that.
Too early, good on.
Said you good enough, nine. Girl, go the club, can't ride. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and I'm winding up on me man.
Dream.
Go in. You have to stop it. You have to stop it.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys.
You have to stop it every night.
That's it. That's the intro. Let's do it one more time, right?
Attention members, now is your chance to double or even triple your dividend payment with no increase in your existing loan payment. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to boost your dividends effectively. Whether you're planning a vacation or simply looking to maximize your savings, we've got you covered. Call us today at 639-8226 or 631-1336. Message us on Facebook for more information. Hurry, this offer won't last long. Bethel Credit Union, because we see you at BCU.
Stop. You don't have to sneak in. You don't have to sneak. Pigeon Point Security, we have an access pass. You don't have to sneak in.
What access pass is that?
The new Pigeon Point Breaking Beach access card. With this card, you can get free access to Pigeon Point, a free umbrella, and a free chair. So make sure you get your Pigeon Point access card.
I can get that?
Definitely. This is your access card, so you can now go into Pigeon Point.
Okay. Guys, we outside in Pigeon Point, sun and we enjoying it with we access cards. All social media links to Youth Voice and Pigeon Point would be tagged, and stay tuned for it.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Can you feel it?
It's the last call for auditions. Tobago Star Quest Next Level Castara Audition Prelims at Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. Tobago Star Quest Next Level. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. If you can sing, dance, play a musical instrument, drama, once you've got talent, this is your time. This is your turn. Castara Audition Prelims, Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. Tobago Star Quest Next Level.
Back here on Tobago Updates Youth Wednesdays, viewers who are just joining us, we continue on this morning to tell you how you can become a star. Yes, of course, we've mentioned it a few times before here on our program, and now we mention it once more. It's Star Quest. So let me just introduce to you Mr. John Arnold, who will be taking us through the information that we can learn about Star Quest and how it has been going thus far. So we're looking for the updates as well. So good morning to you, Mr. Arnold.
Morning to you and to all the youths who are watching the program and the whole of Trinidad and Tobago and the whole of Tobago. Also those, of course, on the online channel, we want to say welcome. Yeah,
All right,
so
Mr. Arnold, could you give us a second, please? Let's take a quick break and we'll be right back. We are having some technical difficulties.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books, and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. Up to $20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Attention all talented individuals and groups in Tobago. This is your moment to shine. Showcase your skills in music, dance or drama at Tobago Star Quest. Prelim auditions are held every Sunday across various communities throughout Tobago. Seize the chance to win exciting prizes and demonstrate your talent. For more details, visit our Instagram page at tobago.star.quest or email tobagostarquest@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
We are back. We do apologize for those technical difficulties. Let's welcome back once again Mr. John Arnold.
Yeah, morning, good morning. I'm assuming you're hearing me now. Are you hearing
I'm
me?
so happy that you're still in bright spirits because I'm very excited to hear about Tobago StarQuest this morning.
Yes, last Sunday we had 15 competitors coming out at Scarborough Library to audition, and one of the contestants actually made tears come to my eye because one of the things, apart from seeing the talent, and by the way, there's a very strong youth representation throughout all of the shows, which augurs well for Tobago in terms of succession and a new breed of artists that's going to be out there. But I think beyond all of this, the fact that we're building capacity in terms of having several persons come to the front, showcase their talent. But apart from building the capacity, I think we now need to look at what do we do in terms of development and in terms of actually creating some kind of industry that will be a little bit more robust and sustainable and last. So the shows are going, the auditions. We have the very last one coming up in Castara, Cascriol Restaurant and Bar. And this is where everybody who has not had a chance to come, this is the only chance you now have. We were very pleased with last Sunday, 15 contestants. And we've been, one of the things I have to tell you early, is that we're very pleased that all the communities around Tobago are getting an opportunity to be part of this movement and part of what we're doing. We have seen contestants from Palatine, from Charlottesville, from Belgarden, from Moriah, Plymouth, Canaan, And that for me is what we want to see. The community is really being involved.
Right. Do you have any specific age ranges for the competition itself, or is it a wide range and anybody could participate?
No. There's no age limit. If you watch American Got Talent, from children right up to old, it doesn't matter. Retirees, young people, no, there's no age. Because you know, when you think about it, talent now is right across the board.
Yes.
And a young child last dancer, really, really, really good dancer. And I mean, that for us was, she was 7 years old. All right. But the bravery and the confidence that coming out early o'clock, and she's building her resume early o'clock from 7 years. So it's open to anybody. It's not limited at all, and we look forward to seeing many more. So far, some great talent has gone through, and we're going to have 2 semifinals in November and 1 grand final in December. And that we, of course, they're all going to be at Chopper Complex, and those will be live shows where you come to those shows, not so much on the digital platform.
Okay, and you mentioned, well, you said that auditions are, of course, still ongoing. You'll be at Castara for the next one, right? So what?
The last.
For the last one. So if I want to take part, I have to get to Castara on Sunday, September 2nd from 2 p.m. at the Casserole Bar and Beach Club. Yes? I'm making sure. I need to be ready.
Yes. So yeah, we've moved around. We were in Plymouth, Canaan, Belgarden, and last Sunday we were in Scarborough at the Scarborough Library. So this is our last community and the last preliminary. This would be our 8th preliminary, and this takes place at Castara. Let everybody come out, all those who have, this is your chance. This is your opportunity to come and showcase your talent.
So what's the process like when I get there? Do I come and I just write down my name and said, I'm looking for Mr. Arnold. He told me I could come today and sing. What is the process like?
They can go on our Instagram page. It's tobago.star.quest. So it's Tobago Star Quest with a dot between. If they go there, they will see a Google form, and they fill out the registration form, which tells us where you're from, what is your talent, your name, your address, your email, and your telephone. Once you fill that out, we get that. But if even you didn't do that, we have what is called walk-in. You just come to Cass Creole on Sunday, walk in, we register you, and you perform.
Wow.
Yeah, you're on TV.
So it's easy like that. So I just come, I register, and I get to perform. I get to show you my talent.
Yeah, once you're ready. Last week we had an aspirant came, and she decided, you know what? When she saw the talent and so on, she said, let me come next week, right? So she didn't bother perform that day. So she's coming this Sunday. So once you're ready and you have a talent, just come on, man. And it's been really, really inspiring, not just entertaining, inspiring. In some cases, I've actually made this statement. Are these people from Tobago? Where are they hiding? And why is this talent not being eked out, And I think our role as some of us in this business of the creative arts, we have to eke it out, and we have to showcase it, and we have to keep stamping Tobago. And young people who are going to be the future. For me, years now I'm in this. So for me, I'm still looking for our Rihanna. I'm still looking for our top Stevie Wonder, composer, arranger. I am still looking and hoping that it will happen. As a matter of fact, let me say, it will happen.
Mr. Arnold, I'm on my way.
Yeah, you just come on. Just come. As long as you know that you have the talent, and I'm telling you, there's some amazing vocalists, some amazing dancers in Tobago. And just lastly, for me, I have to always say, we need to get the public sector and the private sector really locking horns and seeing how we can develop a sustainable industry, a recording studio on the island. So we're putting out cultural products that we know can be the envy of the world. We can't expect the soca artists in Tobago to be at the same level if they don't have the support as the other soca artists in Trinidad.
That is true, yes.
So we need to have the support. And that comes from the private sector. It comes from those who are going to develop, who are going to teach, show people how to use their voice, how to be in key. So that it's a lot of work, but we need the support to utilize the skilled ones on the island to help develop and build the capacity. So at the end of the day, we can all show off. We are all from Tobago, you know.
Okay, so Mr. Arnold, I know that a few people are now probably hearing about Tobago Star Quest, but we know when we see your face, and we have seen it previously, that there are some big prizes that can be won when we take part in competitions like these. So what are those prizes that the performers can look forward to when they're finished participating?
I love it. Yeah, so the top prize is $100,000 for the winner.
Okay.
So that's a lot of money. But that's where it starts, and that's what you have to aim. So we're actually going to end up with 8 finalists. So far, we have over 25 semifinalists. And coming out of Castara, I'm sure we will have another set of semifinalists coming from that. From that, we will have 2 semifinals, which will feature an equal number of competitors. So if we end up with 30, each semifinal will have 15. And then from those 2 shows, we're going to pick the best 8. The top person there will come away with the haul of 100,000.
So you're telling me that at present you all have 25 persons in the semifinals, and you all are going to add more when you all get to Castara, and that is the competition there until you all break it down to 8 individuals.
Correct. So it comes, you know, when you watch The Voice and American Got Talent, you see that you have to cry sometimes when you see some of the talent that has to get
eliminated.
Out, you know?
Yes. So are you ready? Are you ready?
Yeah. I am ready. And the team, I want to thank the team. And we have a really, really strong team. The key man here is Cyril Collier, but we have a very strong team that's working together. You know, I believe in team, no idea. So I find that it works much better when you have a team, you know. So really kudos to that, and we want to thank the Ministry of Sport and Community Development in Trinidad. Want to thank the Tobago House of Assembly. Want to thank RW Jazz Club out of England. That's a guy who really loved what he saw, and he donated $3,300 to it. And then he sent a text this week saying, I'm going to be sending more. I really like what's happening here for Tobago. So I wish more private sector persons could do like that. They see the talent, they see the possibilities, they see the growth potential, and say, hey, yes, we want to put some money there because this is going to help develop Tobago.
Okay, so we do look forward to that support. And of course, we look for on-air support. So Mr. Arnold, could you just, before we go, tell us where we can view Tobago Star Quest online or on air?
Yeah, the only station that's really rocking right now. Tobago Update.
Of course.
That's the station that rocks right now, both in terms of the quality of what you see and the content, that's being pushed. I mean, you know, it was a joy to really partner with Dan and the crew, Mr. Woods, etc., because I think their vision is very similar to what our vision is. We want to see the best for Tobago.
Yes, of course. Yes, we do. And I'm putting myself in there. I really do want to see the best of Tobago, the best
You're doing a fantastic job on your Youth Wednesday, of course. And it's good to see you executing at this level. Another example of the kind of development that we have to have on the island. You know, you can only get better.
Thank you so much. And to those participants that are actually participating for the Tobago Star Quest, you all are actually doing great. Let me just put that out there. You've heard it from Mr. Arnold. You all are doing excellent. It's unfortunate that some of you may have to be eliminated, but you can only strive to do your best. Of course, we look forward to another Tobago Star Quest as we continue on. So if you don't get through this year, there's always next year, right, Mr. Arnold? Yes. Right. So, viewers, please look forward to the Castara audition prelim that starts at 2 p.m. on Sunday, 22nd of September at the Casserole Beach and Bar Club. Right? Mr. Anna looks forward to seeing you there, and the Tobago Star Quest crew, of course, and of course, our participants that are already doing a great job. So, Mr. Arnold, thank you so much for being with us here this morning, giving us those updates on Tobago Star Quest. Viewers, before we go, I just want to ask you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
Star Quest Next Level Castara Audition Prelims at Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. Tobago Star Quest Next Level. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. If you can sing, dance, play a musical instrument, drama, once you've got talent, this is your time. This is your turn. Castara Audition Prelims, Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. Tobago Star Quest Next Level.
Are you an architect or draftsman looking to upgrade your skills, or a beginner eager to master essential tools? ReCAD Labs has the solution. Our Revit Architecture Fundamental Tobago course is designed to boost your skills and confidence. Running from October 6th to November 17th, this course includes a live session on November 17th for hands-on learning. Learn from experts in our virtual classroom and stay ahead in the world of architecture. Visit recadlabs.com to enroll now and follow us on social media for updates.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
And we are back here on Tobago Updates Youth Wednesdays. Should I say that we are at the end? Let me just introduce to you all Dwayne Nurse. You all saw him trying on our goggles this morning, but we'd like to welcome him to the end of the show.
Wow.
Dwayne.
You're welcoming me to the end of the show.
Yeah, because
unfortunate.
We are wrapping up.
You know, this morning took a little bit of a turn of events unexpectedly. Hence the reason why I am only now here. However, I'm very much pleased and glad to be here with you guys this morning, and I'm certain that you guys would have had, a really insightful morning. with Miss Nancis. She was not here last week. I am not certain if she was here the week before because, I took a much needed hiatus. But nonetheless, we are very much pleased to be with you here on Youth Wednesdays. Keep on sharing the live, sharing the live, sharing the live. We love you guys very much. And we always look forward to bringing the best of Tobago from a youthful perspective here every Wednesday. But what do we have happening in this space, Miss Nancy? I see a lot. I don't know if we see Tobago through the same lens.
Okay, so let me be very honest with you, Dwayne. I have been seeing a few things or hints of a few things here and there, but I'll throw the question back to you because I've been inside for the majority of the time.
You didn't say you were sick or?
Yes, I was under the weather. So let me officially welcome you back to the show after being away from me or us for so long.
Yes.
It was much needed.
I did not miss you guys.
But you just tell them you missed them though.
No, I didn't miss all you. But the love is still there, how it be sometimes. I had to say it as it is,
Anyway, Dwayne, what is happening in this space?
So we saw the opening of Mantelodge, and I've been hearing a lot of brouhaha about the Chief Secretary's comment on it being not the best investment that the Tobago House of Assembly would have made. And when I see the amount of money that was spent on this project, I think, it could have the project could have been made more feasible had they made a better investment. And to be fair to the previous administration, I don't know, we had COVID, but there's always more below the surface than there is above the surface. But I'm very much pleased to have another hotel added to our room stock here on the island because we are on the cusp of Tobago Carnival, and the accommodation is one of the major things that people will consider being a part of the Tobago Carnival experience. So I'm very much happy to see that there's more room stock. I also saw recently that there was a shift in the police administration here in Tobago. A lot of persons are making a lot of banter about it, but what I would say is that whatever is needed to make Tobago better in all the spheres where policing is concerned, fine. We have ACP Hazel going off to a different part of the vineyard, and congratulations to him. I don't know if it's a promotion that led him to go to Trinidad, but whatever it is, we are grateful for the service that you would have loaned to Tobago during your tenure here as ECP, and we wish you all the best. What else? I feel like I am lecturing now.
No, you're not lecturing. I'm actually listening to the updates.
You're interviewing me this morning. Okay,
I'm interviewing you. Yes. So
cool.
I want to hear a little bit more about Mantelodge.
No, well, I don't want to misinform the public about answering your question, so I have to give it a further read. But I do know a lot of money was spent on the project. And sometimes when you're doing projects, you have to look at the feasibility of it, whether it's a positive or a negative project, and all other factors when it comes to project management. But the big question is, would it bring the return on investment? That is always the major question. When you invest so much, what is your return? What are the possible return on investment? And I would always say that anywhere in Tobago is poised for greatness. And I also heard about Mantelodge that they're looking for external, brands to come and run the hotel. That's what I've heard, but I have to look more into it to verify that statement. But
I think in terms of the competition, that's what I'm looking at actually.
What competition?
Because of where it's located, it's in Speyside, not so?
Yes, it is, but because Tobago is a small island, no way is too far.
Okay.
And what I believe Mantelodge would offer is a mixture of that softer, less industrialized hotel but with nice room stock, nice suites and so on that, might be very much attractive to persons coming and staying there at Mantalodge in the Speyside area. Because as you would understand, the western side has a lot of the more accommodation, those Airbnbs, the density of room stock as it pertains to hotel and accommodation is more fixated in the western side or the urban side of Tobago, and not very much more so in the rural side of Tobago. And if we have to offer a full Tobago experience all around the island, in my view, ought to have some type of room or accommodation for visitors, because as you would know, there are different types of tourists. There are soft tourists, there are extreme tourists, there's eco tourists who, there's a lot you could discuss about tourists and tourism. So if we could offer that holistic experience, I think there's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, and you mentioned the softer side and the east side. I'm gonna boast here. The east side is
the best. Don't take too long to say it, man. It's the best.
Well, okay.
It's
I guess
the better side of Tobago. I would agree.
You took the more rugged words out of my mouth. I
would say it for you anytime.
I was going to say something like, it's the softer side where you could see the sunrise, and it's really quiet and the air is very fresh up there.
It's cool.
It's very nice.
People are more hospitable. It's not that Tobagonians aren't hospitable. It's just a lot more hospitable up there.
So
the food tastes better. Tastes better up there too.
We've seen where Dwayne is from, right? Yes. Not to put out his location out there, but we're seeing his roots, right?
Yes.
So Dwayne, thank you so much for being on our show this morning.
Yes, thank you very much for having me. It's always a pleasure to be an interviewee on the Tobago Updates morning show. Guys, we are just joking.
Yes, yes. But Dwayne is still one of your favorite hosts here at Tobago Updates on Youth Wednesdays. So am I. So I think that would be it, Dwayne.
Yes.
That's the end of Youth Wednesdays today.
Pause. I think you're rushing the brush too much.
Okay.
Right, we have to tell the viewers to do one thing before we tell them to have a good day.
Right.
Or after. Have a good day, guys, but remember to
share the live, share the live, share the live.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
My name is Makeda Vane. I am from Trinidad and Tobago and I am 12 years old.
Makeda is the only person from the English-speaking Caribbean who have qualified for this tournament in Mexico twice. She's the only one who have won 7 international singles and doubles titles in this area. So she's a real outstanding athlete. It was really a pleasure working with them, and I must compliment Coach Sheldon, who have been with me. There's a little joke with me. I gave Coach Sheldon his first racket. And I'm very proud. And the work he has put in with Makeda is tremendous. Not just on court, it's the discipline.
I'm a proud father, coach, to see somebody right there from Tobago, from Crusoe Isle Tennis Club, could be doing so well. So really feeling proud. I've been coaching here for about 30 years. So she's been coming here since she won 2 ever since to now. Besides me, it have Coach Williams, Coach Larry, it also have Coach Dunstan, also it have parents, Mrs. Sandy, people who really come out and support. Sometimes when we don't have the funds to go in tournament, they always help, who will donate a racket or 2 rackets. So it's really like the whole community in Tobago really support Makeda for she to meet this far.
You know, I know that as a national players, they have been claimed nationally and so on. But I want folks to remember that they come from Shore Park, right here in Tobago, and we are quite proud of the history of work and the body of work that Coach Williams has done over the years, and we're still going.
I hope when I reach Masters, I could meet in the top 5 places.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
No place like home, home, home.
And welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Minority Leader Kelvon Morris, in a social media post, highlighted the critical role of tourism in Tobago, comparing it to the significance of oil and gas sector in Trinidad. However, Morris indicated that the current state of Tobago's tourism sector is described as being in disarray, with a lack of leadership, clear planning, and effective strategy. He noted that local businesses, including accommodation providers, taxi drivers, and restaurateurs, are struggling due to the lack of tourists. Morris highlighted that the tourism sector has declined under the current administration and described the industry as being in crisis, with professionals no longer effectively guiding its growth and development. Additionally, the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, TTAL, has announced that Mr. Philip Robinson, formerly the Director of Human Resource Administration and interim CEO, is no longer with the agency as of September 17, 2024. The board expressed gratitude for his contributions and wished him well in his future endeavors. In the interim, Mrs. Sandra Ortoni has been appointed as acting CEO while a search for a permanent CEO is being conducted. The board, led by Chairwoman Mrs. Delia Jerry assured stakeholders that operations will continue smoothly and updates will be provided as needed. And finally, Health Minister and MP for St. Joseph, Terence Dial Singh, was robbed at gunpoint last evening while sitting outside of a bar in his constituency. Two men, one armed, confronted him and stole his gold bracelet. Dial Singh initially resisted but complied with when the situation escalated. The suspects appeared to have targeted him only. Police responded quickly, gathering evidence and launched an investigation. Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines expressed hope for the robbers' quick apprehension, highlighting the pervasive nature of crime in Trinidad and Tobago. And that was our news in 90 seconds. This morning, we are chatting all about empowering citizens to represent themselves. And this morning, as we have that conversation, I have the privilege of sitting and chatting online this morning with attorney at law, Martin George. Good morning and welcome. Mr. George will be joining us online for this discussion, and we look forward to talking to him this morning about how he, with his law university, would be equipping the population to represent themselves or fight on their own behalf when it comes to divorce proceedings. Good morning and welcome.
Yeah, hi, good morning, good morning. And just a slight correction, it's a law college, not a university.
Right, law college.
Yes, yeah.
So
Yeah,
you have embarked on this journey to equip citizens with the knowledge and the tools that they need to file their own divorce proceedings. Talk to us about that this morning.
That's just the first course we opening with, but there are several other courses that we have in the pipeline. So I'll just give you an idea so that people wouldn't get the feeling that it's just that alone. All right. So, for instance, we have. All right. So that's the first one, which we call DIY, divorce it yourself. All right. So this is where we teach you how to prepare and file your own divorce proceedings without an attorney. We take you through all the steps in the family proceedings rules. We show you what the Form 1 is, what the Form 2 is. We teach you how to prepare a petition, all the fundamentals of what constitutes the breakdown of a marriage, and the grounds upon which you can file for divorce. We take you through everything, and we show you how it is straightforward, simple, and easy for you to be able to prepare your own divorce papers and file them, once there are no major contentious issues, like, for instance, property fight and, fighting over, ownership of a big business or that kind of thing. But once it's a fairly straightforward or simple divorce, most of the things you can actually learn how to do it yourself. So that's one of the things we're covering. Another thing we will be offering later on would be how to make a will, how to draft and prepare and execute your own will without an attorney. Again, this is something that a lot of people are interested in, because the point is lots of people want to make provisions for their will, and, to leave for their family members. But of course, sometimes they may think the cost is prohibitive. So therefore, we are going to teach you how to be able to do that in the proper way, because there are certain fundamentals you must have when you are doing a will to have it executed properly. Then another course we have is landlords' rights and tenants' wrongs. So in other words, sometimes you have landlords who, they need to know what their rights are, because sometimes you have tenants who take advantage of situations, and landlords would want to know, well, okay, how could they treat with these situations, how to prepare a proper tenancy agreement, etc. Right? But then we also offer another course, which is going to be the flip side of that, which would be tenants' rights and landlords' wrongs. Because sometimes you have the reverse scenario where, you have tenants who are in a situation where the landlord is being oppressive and taking advantage of them. So we, go through all those fundamentals with you and, teach you how to protect yourself in the future in such a scenario.
Right.
Then, of course, go ahead.
And for the persons who were wondering, these courses are being offered both online and in person. Tell us about that.
Yes, right. Okay, so the courses are offered at COSTAT, their city campus in Port of Spain. That's in person. But don't worry, you could be wherever. You could be Toco, you could be Scarborough, you could be Charlottesville, wherever. You can join in on these classes because we also offer them online at the same time. So it's not just a question of saying, well, look, you have to come physically to Port of Spain. We are trying to make use of the technology, and we are allowing people to join in on the classes, virtually by participating online. And at the end of each course, you get a certificate confirming that you have gone through the fundamentals and you have, been taught the basics in this area. All right, so we want to make it clear. It's not university level stuff. It's not degree level stuff. It's not that at all. It's just basic knowledge and certification in simple, ordinary things that people are concerned about, interested in. Sometimes it may just be to broaden your own knowledge base about a topic or to understand something, because law touches every aspect of life. In fact, that's one of our slogans. We say law is life and life is law. So like there are lots of persons who want to know about the Constitution. They want to, get some ideas to, what are the fundamental rights and freedoms contained in the Constitution. So we have a course covering that also. All right. So we try to bring law to the people to make it simple. And, from appearing in programs such as yours, we've always gotten the feedback where people ask me, they say, but why you don't, start a course or teach people? Because they like the way I explain things in a simple, understandable manner. I don't use the highfalutin language and, all the Latin and, the confusing terms that, you may hear from some other persons when they explain in legal principles. I try to make it simple and understandable and relatable to the ordinary citizen. So that's where it comes in terms of, the purpose of this law college. It's to bring law to the people. So all the everyday issues, the things that you'll be concerned about, like, for instance, there's a course we're going to be doing on cryptocurrency, because lots of people, they want to understand, well, okay, what is this about? What are the rights? What are the regulations? What are the legal implications for cryptocurrency? Then we have one which we have introduction to contract law. What are the basic elements of a contract, how to prepare your own contract properly, what are the fundamentals in terms of making a legally binding contract. All right. Then we have one called human rights and wrongs. So we deal with all these things. Then there's another one we're going to be doing called online naming and shaming, dealing with cyberbullying, cyber defamation. If people are, slandering you or defaming you online, what can you do? What is your legal recourse and redress? That kind of thing. So we try to touch upon all the main areas that people would be interested in. All right, we have another one called The Child is Mine. All right, understanding child custody, maintenance, access, visitation rights, daily care and control of minor children of the family. So, because that is an area that is always very confusing to a lot of people in terms of, what are the limits, what are the rights, what are the, how can I enforce my rights, how can I protect the child while ensuring that the parents both are able to enjoy their access and custody.
Excellent. And after completing the course, would participants be given a certificate?
Yes, they are all certificate level courses. And I want to make it clear, these are very simple, straightforward courses. They are all one-day courses. We're offering them on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., all right, and on a Saturday from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. All right, so it's a one-day course. We take you through 6 modules of each certificate level course, and you are therefore given a certificate at the end of it. All right, so you would sign up for whichever certificate course you want. All right, so the first one we're doing is that one under the program, which is Divorce for Mummies and Daddies Too. All right. Okay. So divorce for mummies and daddies too. And the first course in that program is the DIY, Divorce It Yourself, where we are showing you how to prepare and file your own divorce proceedings.
Right. And a lot of persons are not confident enough to do that. So In addition to the paperwork itself, what are the other elements that you think are needed to give persons that courage to file on their own?
Right. Okay. So the thing is, what you need to do is to understand. We will also take you through, explain to you what would be the procedure. Say, for instance, when the matter is called, how you appear in court, how you answer the judge, how you speak, how the things that you would expect when the matter is called. So we give you the elements of that. And as I say, this is really for simple divorces, for straightforward divorces, which are usually determined on the day that they are called. Right? So on the first day that they're called, usually these matters are determined. So it's not a question of you having to repeatedly be in court, representing yourself kind of thing. It's usually on the first day that they're called, once there's been service on the other party and once all the documents are in order, usually the judge will grant the order of a decree nisi.
All right. A question that I have on the divorce petition. Can a person be granted a divorce without the other party signing it?
Yes. All right. So the thing is, I could clear that up one time. There's a common misconception, and I think it's been perpetrated by television and Hollywood, where, you hear people saying, well, I'm not going to grant you a divorce. There's no need for anybody to grant you a divorce or to agree that you are going to be able to file or get your divorce. It's the judge who issues the order in terms of the decree nisi, and then the court would issue ultimately the decree absolute. All right, so you don't need anybody's permission. It's something that you have to decide on your own. And, the decision for someone to take matrimonial proceedings to say, well, look, they're filing for divorce, it's usually the simplest and clearest decision, because it's usually when people have reached their limit, have reached that breaking point where they say, look, I cannot take anymore. I need to make a change in my life. So that's where we are just trying to help persons understand that, look, you may be in a situation where you cannot afford an attorney or whatever. So we want to show you that, look, hey, there's an option where you may be able to actually prepare your own documents and navigate this process on your own and at least be able to make a new start in your life.
All right. And when we talk about the will and giving persons the ability to empower them to create their own will, are you going to be teaching different elements of the will? So give us a little bit of understanding of what you can learn from that.
Yes. So we'll go through that entire process. We'll show you how to properly list and dispose of your assets in terms of the provisions you want to make in your will. We'll teach you, about making sure that you have an executor properly named. We'll teach you about the execution at the end of the will, the witnessing of the will, the affidavits that are necessary. So we take you through every step along the way. And what we do, we also provide copies of cases, legislation, so therefore people are actually empowered. And that's the whole idea. We have always believed that law is something that can be used to empower people. So, one of the things we say is that knowledge is power, but knowledge of the law empowers. And that's what we want to do. We want to empower citizens in many different ways. Look, for instance, the recent decision that was given in relation to the recording of police officers. The citizens know now that, look, hey, they have a right to record police officers, and the court has ruled that, look, it is a right that you have. So no police officer could just tell you, well, no, don't record me. No, it is your right. You're not supposed to interfere with them carrying out their duty. But if it is you want to record what they're doing, you think of what occurred in the US with George Floyd, with that police officer kneeling on his neck. If that citizen didn't record it, that may not have come to light. So, we need to empower our citizens. Even in Tobago, there are many cases where people complain about, police brutality and abuse of police force and stuff like that. So we will have courses where we'll explain to people what their rights are, so therefore they know it, and we will give them copies of the relevant legislation. So even if the police come and, say, for instance, they want to search your house and they don't have a warrant, we'll show you the section of the legislation that you could read to them and say, hey, you can't do this. We'll give you copies of the relevant cases to be able to cite to them and tell them, look, check this case. You cannot just come into my house without a warrant. You need to do it properly. Look at the situation. There was a recent situation with, a police raid on the home of an assemblyman. And I will not comment on the details of it, but, I've heard persons raise questions about certain aspects of it.
Right. And when does the courses begin?
Right. So we start on 1st October. All right, so that's Tuesday, 1st October, we start, right? And you would have the option of either choosing the Tuesday or the Thursday or the Saturday, whichever one suits you. And as I say, Thursdays, it's 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. and Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. And our number is a simple, easy number. It's MAG4LAW, 624-4529, MAG4LAW. 624-4529. You call us and, indicate what course you want. Well, as I say, the first one would be this one, DIY, Divorce It Yourself.
All right. And the fee is on the flyer. We see that it's
$9.75 TT, yes.
$9.75 TT. And persons who are outside of Trinidad and Tobago are also encouraged
they can pay in US if they wish, yes.
Because it's fully online, and we see that it's $125.
Yes. Even persons in Trinidad and Tobago who wish to pay in US, they can do so, because the US figure that we've put is actually a reduced fee if you do the conversion. So, they get a little benefit if they want to do that. It's entirely up to them.
And are there any requirements to be a part of the program? Any prerequisites?
Right. So that's why I said it's not a university level course. So it's nothing of that sort. So therefore, there are no academic requirements. All we require basically is somebody who has basic common sense, understanding, and the desire for knowledge and learning. That's what we're aiming for. So we're not asking you to have a first degree, A levels, O levels, or CXC. At the end of the day, we want to be able to explain to the ordinary citizen and teach them certain fundamentals about aspects of law which touch and impact all areas of life.
Okay, and how can persons register? Are we just calling MAG4LAW, or
right? Yes. Once they call the number, we will be able to process the registration. Or some of the forms online, you are able to click and do the registration one time.
Okay, and where online can the forms be found?
We have it on Facebook, we have it on Instagram, and it's soon going to be up on TikTok. All right, and I know lots of people are actually sharing it already. So we are trying to do the social media. Of course, we're also going to do traditional media advertising so that people will be aware of it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to be back with lots more of this conversation. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me. Can you feel it?
It's the last call for auditions. Tobago Star Quest Next Level Castara Audition Prelims at Casquiol Bar and Beach Club this Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. Tobago Star Quest Next Level. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. If you can sing, dance, play a musical instrument, drama, once you've got talent, this is your time. This is your turn. Audition. Castara Audition Prelims. Creole Bar and Beach Club. This Sunday, September 22nd, 2 p.m. Walk with your track or accompanist. WhatsApp the word talent to express your interest to 868-355-1809. Tobago Star Quest, next level.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time.
This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Are you an architect or draftsman looking to upgrade your skills, or a beginner eager to master essential tools? ReCAD Labs has the solution. Our Revit Architecture Fundamental Tobago course is designed to boost your skills and confidence. Running from October 6th to November 17th, this course includes a live session on November 17th for hands-on learning. Learn from experts in our virtual classroom and stay ahead in the world of architecture. Visit recadlabs.com to enroll now and follow us on social media for updates.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. We have been chatting with attorney at law Martin George, and we spoke a bit in our conversation regarding his law college that you can participate in, and all of that information is here, so you can always go back and see if you are just joining us. But we're gonna chat a little bit about the removal of those two senior police officers in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service here in Tobago, Mr. George. Yes, so we saw the removal of two senior police officers. Tell us about your views of that.
Yeah, it seems to be that the commissioner is signaling that she wants to, give Tobago a wake up and a shake up. So, by removing those two senior officers, clearly she's sending a signal to say that she wants to see some kind of change. And, Tobago needs to understand the crisis that we are in. The point is, I want you all to think of this, all right, okay, officially we have it recorded as 22 murders so far for the year. But depending on the autopsy results in relation to the two children, who perished along with their mother, even if, and we of course say this with the greatest of deference and respect to the family, and we offer our sympathies, but the reality is, even if the mother may have committed suicide, what is the situation with the two children? The two children did not commit suicide. So, it may be that those two children were murdered. We don't want to think of it. We don't want to add that to the statistic to say, well, look, it might possibly be 24 murders in Tobago. We have to await the police. We have to await the forensic reports. But, it's something to think of. It's a point that a lot of people have missed. They've looked at that scenario and, okay, yes, it might be a scenario where, yes, maybe one adult might have taken a certain decision. But clearly, those two little children didn't take any decision on their own. So how do you classify their deaths when the autopsy results are, concluded? So we have to think of that. So if it is that you're talking 24 murders, then Tobago is in a very bad place. So, one understands the urgency with which the commissioner had to act. And we are hoping that by the change of these two senior officers at the top, that, we are going to see some difference, but it may be that she needs to go deeper because, sometimes they say, when a fish starts to rot, it rots at the head. But the point is, it may not just be the head alone. Other parts of the body may be affected or infected. So therefore, she may need to look deeper into the police force in Tobago and determine how many officers have been there 15, 20 years in the same station, in the same village, sitting on the same chair for years till, the chair shaped like their bottom, because they're sitting on the same place every day, Maybe those officers need to be moved or rotated also, because the point is when they get too familiar, too much a part of the community, the objectivity is lost, and you are too intertwined, too interlinked, too interwoven with connections. So you may not be able to go and arrest this one because it's your sister's boyfriend or is your cousin from your father's side, and so you want to give him a blight. That is not what policing is supposed to be. So therefore, it may be that the commission needs to look also going down the ranks as to how many officers have been there for too long in Tobago and rotate them out, bring in new officers, bring in new blood. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. So maybe she needs to make those changes also, not just at the top, but also coming down through the ranks.
Right. And when we look at the transfers, we see that ACP Collis Hazel, he would be reassigned to some tactical units in Trinidad, to overseeing tactical units. Now, in a conversation that he had earlier this week, he indicated that he does not see it as a demotion, but more of a promotion as he aims to, become the Commissioner of Police in the future. How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't have any feelings or thoughts one way or the other. There's nothing wrong with someone having aspirations and ambitions at the end of the day, but we would want to see it matched by performance and delivery, so it can't just be hot air and old talk, in terms of, well, yes, you're beating your chest and saying, well, I want to be this and I want to be that. Let your actions and your results speak for you, more than just your hollow words saying, well, this is what I want. Let us be at the point where the public is able to say, hey, listen, Emmanuel, good boy, he should become commissioner because look how he delivers. That I think is what should more be his focus, rather than him doing the self-promoting and blowing his own trumpet.
Do you think that this reassignment, further speaks to the conversation on the relationship between Trinidad and Tobago, where, Tobago is kind of seen as being, the little sister or little brother in the relationship, where now when an intervention is needed, someone has to come from Trinidad in order to give that assistance or help the Tobago service to buck up in, some type of way?
No, that's a shallow, superficial, and a specious and speculative argument, because at the end of the day, it's the TTPS, the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service. And the commissioner has authority over all police officers wherever they're stationed. The commissioner has the authority to post officers wherever she wants. So she could take somebody from Toko and post them in, Diego Martin. She could take somebody from, San Fernando and put them to serve in Laventil. Same way, she can take somebody from Tobago and put them to serve somewhere in Trinidad. And similarly, she can take someone from Trinidad and bring them to Tobago. So let's debunk that, idea about a Trinidad Tobago issue and little brother and little sister. That's not what's at play here. The commissioner has the authority. It's a constitutional right she has, and she's correct in exercising that authority in the best way that she sees fit.
All right, excellent. And are you having high hopes, or are you optimistic about the impact that this shift might have on the crime reduction efforts of the TTPS in Tobago?
Well, we of the business chamber, we are cautiously optimistic because, I mean, at the end of the day, we always want to give our support to the police service and, any changes or, improvements they want to make. But we are aware that it can't just be a cosmetic change to say, well, okay, look, I've changed the head, and you think that, well, as a result, crime is going to magically disappear from the island of Tobago. It's going to take a lot of hard work and effort, and there must be some overall strategic plan for doing so. And that's where we would want to have that conversation with the commissioner and hear what is the overall plan. It's not just a question of saying, well, I removed the two fellas on top. That is not going to solve the situation. We need more than that. Of course, yes, bring in new blood, new ideas, new persons, right? Sure. But let's also understand what is the strategic plan to deal with it. There are too many illegal guns in Tobago. When you're hearing scenarios of persons, being shot with high-powered assault rifles in Tobago, a high-powered assault rifle is not something you could easily conceal. It's not manufactured in Tobago. Where are these things coming from? Where are they being hidden? Who has them? Who is supplying them? Who is buying them? Who is selling them? Who is sourcing them? How are they coming into Tobago? And as I've said repeatedly, by and large, it cannot be through the airport because the airport security systems are pretty tight, pretty well locked down. So the major source has to be the port. It has to be coming through the ferry. And I've spoken repeatedly about the absurdity of you scanning a walk-on passenger. So somebody with a briefcase or a knapsack, you're putting them through a scanner. But somebody could drive on with a van load of guns and you don't have a vehicle scanner. Make it make sense, please. Make it make sense.
Understood. And in comments earlier this week, we heard from the IDA, and they indicated that even if, as you would have also suggested, even if the top cops are removed and the necessary tools are not given to any person that comes in there to try to make a difference, it would only frustrate their efforts even further. So there is emphasis on ensuring that the adequate training is given to police officers and, all the resource needs are met. Are you in agreement with that statement as well?
Well, of course, yes, that's basic common sense. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to come up with that idea. But the reality is, if we look at all the budgets, say, for instance, for the past 10 years, the largest sector or almost largest sector of every national budget has gone to the Ministry of National Security. So it's not to say that the government isn't allocating funding. It's a question of how these resources are being managed. And part of the role of the Police Service Commission is to ensure that the top brass of the police service, the executive, that they manage and harness their resources properly, efficiently, and effectively so that they can deliver the service to the public. Look at the issue with derelict vehicles, damaged police vehicles that just parked up. They can't be driven, they can't be used, they're just rotting away in graveyards, Look at how you have that scenario. And then when you as a citizen call and make a complaint and say, well, look, we need an officer to come out. The first thing they're telling you is we don't have any vehicle. Come on. So this is where I always call upon the Police Service Commission to do their jobs. And unfortunately, we keep hearing nothing from them. They remain, locked away in their ivory towers. And, in terms of major issues such as this, they remain numb and dumb, saying nothing. They're producing nothing to show that, well, look, they have done, that, job of monitoring and managing to, do that assessment of these officers, because how else are we, the public, to know, well, okay, they have performed in this area, they are managing their resources properly. So it's not just a question of throwing money at the problem, And that's what we need to understand. So, of course, we have the budget coming up again. You'll probably hear again the largest portion of the budget is allocated to the Ministry of National Security. But what are you doing with it? Let's not forget the story in the Bible of the man who gave, the 10 talents. He gave, 10 talents to one of his servants. The servant took it and buried it, but he gave 1 talent to another servant, and that man used the talent, multiplied it, leveraged it, harnessed it, and produced 10 out of the 1. So therefore, who is making better use of your resources? The person you gave 1, because they are able to do more with it. And that's the issue that we are facing here. We must always remember the Bible and, the lessons that we can learn from it.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break right here, and we're going to be back with much more of this conversation. See you soon.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong and divide.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books, and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. Up to 20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
I can't live without you, I can't be without you for too long. 'Cause when I'm around you, I feel like the heavens is coming down. I feel it in my soul every time we on the road, it's a miracle. A million strong come together.
Yeah. Hey. Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. We continue our conversation with attorney at law Martin George. Good morning and welcome back, Mr. George.
Hi.
Right. So before we went on the break, we were speaking a bit about those 2 top cops in Tobago who have been reassigned to Trinidad. But what approach do you think the new persons that are being reassigned to Tobago should be taking?
Well, the thing I think would be to familiarize themselves with the, rank and file of the police service in Tobago, because you can't come into Tobago and take an approach where you're basically foisting yourself on people and, basically thrusting orders down the line. That is not going to work. We know how Tobagonians are. We know that Tobagonians very, they take pride in, knowing that, look, hey, all right, we are here. If you're coming in, then you need to work with us, not to be just, giving orders to us. So I think that's the first thing that they need to do. So they would need to, go visit all the stations, go meet the officers from the all the way down to the constables, talk with them, chat with them, get that rapport, and build up that type of, relationship where you have that understanding. That's the first thing. Then the next thing, they will have to meet with the stakeholders, the business leaders, the community leaders, the persons, from the churches, the religious leaders, so therefore you now begin to get an understanding of the nature and culture of the people of Tobago. Because if you don't have that understanding, trust me, your job is going to be very difficult and very frustrating. Okay, so they need to recognize that even though we are one nation, we are two islands where persons have basically developed in separate ways. In many ways we're similar. We have our love for our culture, our carnival, and this, that, the other. We love our roti, our pilau, our kalalu, our macaroni pie. But there are certain aspects of Tobago life that a Trinidadian coming into the situation would need to understand and appreciate, and also to be able to show that respect for the average Tobagonian, to say that, look, hey, I'm not just coming in to, give you orders or to shove things down your throat. I am coming to get a feel and an understanding of the people, the place, the culture, and then now start to work with the people to make it better. Because let me tell you, you can't do it without the support of the public. The information is there among members of the public as to where the guns are, where the drugs are being sold, who is transporting this, who is shipping this, who is doing that, who is planning to do this. The information is out there, but you need to build up that trust with the public. And the only way you can do that is basically by humbling yourself. Sorry to say, it might sound a little bit, onerous for a senior police officer to hear this kind of message. But the reality is they need to come down to the level of the people, meet with the people, treat with the people, and get that buy-in from the people, so that you get the support of the people. That's the only way I can see a successful stint being, made by these officers coming from Trinidad.
But do you think that maybe utilizing senior officers from within the service in Tobago can help combat that orientation period that is needed for an officer that would come from Trinidad?
Well, of course, you have to involve them. You can't ignore them. They have to be involved also, because they're the ones who basically know the ropes, so therefore you definitely have to involve them, and you have to work along with them and get them on board and get the buy-in from them also. I mean, we have stalwarts in Tobago. You have Miss Alicia Piggott, and you have so many others, Sergeant Miller, Inspector Miller, you have persons who they know the place, they know the community, they know the people. So therefore, you must tap into that type of resource. Even, some of the retired officers, you can use their knowledge. Mr. William Nurse, I know he is someone who is always willing to offer his assistance. He's a passionate, person who loves Tobago and is willing to contribute. You have more, who retired also. So you need to also use their resources and get assistance from them, because these are persons who, they love Tobago, they're committed to Tobago. So therefore, you make use of their institutional knowledge. So don't go and reinvent the wheel all over again.
Right. And when it comes to partnership and communication with the Tobago House of Assembly, we know that, national security is not necessarily under the remit of the THA, but there needs to be, adequate communication and relationship built there. Can you talk to us a bit about that?
All right. Okay. So what I would clarify is that national security is not under the ambit of the THA at all. In fact, under the 6th schedule of the THA Act, it is specifically carved out and hived off. So THA has no responsibility for national security, all right? But the THA does have responsibility for ensuring the safety and security of the buildings, the assets, the facilities, and which fall under its jurisdiction. So therefore, in that regard, definitely the THA would also be concerned about the safety and security of the residents and visitors in Tobago. So therefore, there must be that understanding in terms of a collaborative approach. There are ways that the THA can help the TTPS to fulfill its mandate, and there are ways that the TPS can work along with the THA to ensure that they give the best possible service in ensuring the safety and security of Tobago. And listen, I want to say this. I know we're running past my time because I have to leave just now, but I just want to say this. We in Tobago have to take a stand now. We have to ensure that Tobago does not reach the tipping point of crime and criminality where we basically accept as the norm that every month there will be a murder or 2 murders, or that, there's going to be a drug-related shooting, or, police going to be killing bandits as occurred 2 days ago, at a guest house. We don't want this to be our reality. We don't want that type of mayhem and murder and, the idea of illegal guns, being a norm in Tobago, illegal drugs being a norm in Tobago. We have to take a stand and put a stop to it now. If we do not, it is going to reach a scenario where Tobago is going to end up with a higher per capita murder rate than Trinidad. And I want you all to understand, we're not talking the raw numbers, we're talking per capita. So if you say Tobago has a population of 60,000, you look at it, you say 22 murders for the year so far, you divide that by the 60,000, you divide the number of murders in Trinidad by the 1.24, million, and you look at the numbers. So we don't want Tobago to reach to that type of stage. Remember, we used to be able to say, when you're talking crime and criminality, you're talking Trinidad, it's not Tobago. Tobago is safe. And understand, most of our visitors still come from Trinidad. And one of the main things they come to Tobago for, safety, security, serenity. If we don't have that, we basically have nothing but seawater and sand.
Understood. Well, we want to thank you so much, Mr. George, for coming on this morning, telling us all about what's happening at the law college that you would be managing, and persons can contact MAG for Law if they are interested in any of those.
624-4529, MAG for Law. We made it simple.
Right. If they are interested in any of those courses, and they can get more information by visiting the social media pages. And this would be facilitated by Costa, and it's in person at the Port of Spain campus, and it would be online for persons who are interested in being online. So again, we want to thank you for such an interesting discussion this morning. I want to thank our audience for continuing to like, share, and engage in the discussion, and for just sticking with us and doing all that they have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Again, thank you, Attorney Martin George, and have a great day, guys.
It's always a pleasure to be here. Thank you, and have a great day.
No problem. Have a great day, everyone.